Alex and His Magical Colors by Dr. Joe Denham and Denise Haley. Loud noises frighten Alex very much. He wants to play with other children, but their loud laughter and screams terrify him. All these noises make Alex's head hurt because Alex has autism. Children with autism or autism spectrum disorder, ASD, have challenges with social skills and communication. Alex and His Magical Colors is a heartwarming story about Alex and his magical ability to paint pictures with his amazing twirling colors. All My Stripes by Shayna Rudolph, Danielle Royer, and Jennifer Zivoyne. Zane the zebra feels different from the rest of his classmates. He worries that all they notice about him is his autism stripe. With the help of his mama, Zane comes to appreciate all his stripes, the unique strengths that make him who he is. The book includes a reading guide with additional background information about autism spectrum disorders and a note to parents and caregivers with tips for finding support. A Friend for Henry by Jen Bailey and Mika Song. In classroom 6, second left down the hall, Henry has been on the lookout for a friend who shares, a friend who listens, maybe even a friend who likes things to stay the same and all in order, as Henry does. But on a day full of too close and too loud, when nothing seems to go right, will Henry ever find a friend, or will a friend find him? With insight and warmth, this heartfelt story from the perspective of a boy on the autism spectrum celebrates the everyday magic of friendship. My Brother Otto by Meg Raby and Elisa Palmer. This engaging picture book shows everyday life with little crow siblings when one of them is on the autism spectrum. This book is about the love, acceptance, and understanding a sister, Piper, has for her little brother Otto, who is on the autism spectrum. The book provides explanations for Otto's differences and quirkiness in an easy-to-understand language and highlights Otto's desire for adventure and love, just like his peers. The Perfect Project by Dr. Tracy Pacquiam Alloway and Anna Sanfilippo. When Charlie's class has to do a project on trains, can he use his sense superpowers to help his group get the job done? This book explores the topic of autism with an empowering story and adorable illustrations. The Sense Superpowers series celebrates the positive traits associated with a range of common SEN, special education needs, conditions, boosting the confidence and strength awareness of children with those conditions, while also allowing for better understanding and positivity among their peers. Each book includes a page of discussion points about the story, a page of tips for how to boost abilities, inclusive for children with and without special education needs, and finally, a further page of notes for parents and teachers. The books feature a dyslexic-friendly font to encourage accessibility and inclusivity for all readers. Uniquely Wired by Julia Cook and Anita Dufala. Zach is obsessed with watches. Before that, it was trains. He owns hundreds of watches and is quick to tell everyone everything about them. Zach also has autism, so he sometimes responds to the world around him in unconventional ways. As Zach describes his point of view, young readers gain a better understanding of his behaviors and learn valuable lessons about patience, tolerance, and understanding. We're Amazing 1, 2, 3 by Leslie Kimmelman and Mary Beth Nelson. This is the first Sesame Street storybook to focus on autism. It's part of Sesame Street's autism initiative that has expanded to include a new character with autism. Elmo introduces his longtime friend Julia to Abby, who's a little confused at first because Julia isn't saying hello. Elmo explains that Julia has autism, so she does things a little differently. Julia sometimes avoids direct eye contact, flaps her arms when she's excited, and is sensitive to some noises. But Abby soon learns that she also has a lot of things in common with Julia. All kids want love, friendship, and to have fun. They are all wonderful, each in their own way. See Amazing in All Children through the Sesame Street Autism Resources page at autism.sesamestreet.org. How to Build a Hug, Temple Grandin and Her Amazing Squeeze Machine by Amy Guglielmo, Jacqueline Torville, and Giselle Potter. This book tells the inspiring story of autism advocate Dr. Temple Grandin and her brilliant invention, the hug machine. As a young girl, Temple loved folding paper kites and making obstacle courses. But she really didn't like hugs. Temple wanted to be held, but to her, hugs felt like being stuffed inside the scratchiest sock in the world, like a tidal wave of dentist drills, sandpaper, and awful cologne, coming all at her at once. Would she ever get to enjoy the comfort of a hug? Then, one day, Temple had an idea. If she couldn't receive a hug, she would make one. She would build a hug machine. Maggie and Her Magical Imagination by Dr. Joe Denham and Denise Haley. Maggie is a sensitive and loving girl with autism who spends much of her time by herself. Maggie has created her comfort zone, where she imagines many adventures when she is by herself and magically remembers all of these experiences. But Maggie is never alone because she is always with her imagination. Playing by the Rules by Dana Fox-Lushsinger and Jolie Olson. When Great Aunt Tilda comes to visit, it takes her a little while to learn to understand Josh, who has autism, just as it takes him some time to get used to her.